All right, guys. So there was a viral story that came out earlier this week about a man who hit the lottery. Okay, he hit the lottery. He got lucky. And guys, I basically never play the lottery. Okay, because anytime I ever play it, I never win. Okay, and I think I'm pretty smart with money, and I don't think people who are smart with money tend to win the lottery because they tend not to play the lottery. Okay, that's why I really don't play it that much. But every now and then, I'm feeling lucky. However, I never get lucky. But that's not the point of this. He won the lottery, and it was about $30,000 that he won. He went out and bought a 20K gold chain with the money, and then he subsequently got robbed. Okay, like probably the most effed up story that I've heard this week, okay? In regards to this type of stuff, like money, okay? Because essentially by the time he pays taxes on that 30K and then the loss of that gold chain, he'd be left with nothing, okay? And I think this is an important lesson for why just giving people money who don't have the right mentality does not help them. But before I get into that, let's watch the news coverage of this man getting his chain snatched. Take a look.
A vicious attack at a West Side gas station.
And thieves target a man because of the gold chain he was wearing. Tonight he's talking with our Tim Pamplin, who joins us from the scene with the night cam. Tim.
It was a typical afternoon here at this West Warren gas station in Detroit near Grand Boulevard. Customers coming in, filling up with gas, buying lottery tickets. It was a favorite spot for our victim, Jamal.
Thanks, Reed.
Customer walks in, shakes his hand, a couple more customers behind. The guy in the black, pay close attention to him. And his buddy, right behind. They're looking for some easy pickings, and Jamal is their target.
I hit the lottery.
Jamal won $30,000 on the Michigan lottery, bought himself a $20,000 necklace. You see he's wearing it there. He's heard of people getting robbed for their jewelry.
Yeah, it's a thing. So I was just looking around, making sure nobody ain't trying to get my chain,
But they did get his chain. He walks out the store. The suspects were waiting.
So I ran back, tried to get back into the gas station. They had grabbed me, tackled me down.
A particularly vicious attack, punching him, kicking him, getting him to the ground, ripping off his gold.
They took off running and jumped in their car and took off down Warren.
The gas station owner says he recognized that tall guy in that black top. A few months back, he was in the store. There he is in the white hoodie this time. And his MO was exactly the same. Scope out somebody with some jewels. Here, this man walking towards the store, grabs his necklace and runs away. Investigators believe he lives in the area. They're asking anybody who knows who he is to please give them a call. And that's the scene on the West Side with the night cam. Tim Pamplin, Local 4.
All right, guys. So as you can see, we got quite a few idiots here. The first idiot is the dude that keeps coming back to the same store, getting caught on camera with his license plate out, snatching change and snatching jewelry from people. He definitely will get caught. The police are going to arrest him eventually. The biggest idiot, though, as for him, he living that hood rich life, right? He out here in a store in the hood. Okay, we know it's the hood because, you know, we see, right, the type of environment that it is. And he got on a 20K gold chain, flexing, right? And when you're in the hood and you're flexing, you best believe there are people that are watching and that there are people that are plotting, especially when they know you just came across a large sum of money, right? You at that point are a walking lick, right? This is the same reaction I had with Lil Uzi Vert, who reportedly had put a diamond in his forehead. I think he took it out now, but I said the same thing. You're a walking lick. You're begging somebody to rob you when you do stuff like that. You can't be flexing that hard in the hood. Matter of fact, you really shouldn't flex that hard regardless of where you go if you're out in the streets, right? You should never be wearing expensive jewelry and stuff like that. That's why I felt like if I ever had a lot of money, I would never buy jewelry and expensive clothes and expensive cars and assets that generally tend to depreciate anyways, okay? I wouldn't buy that type of stuff, right? But the whole point of this video really is, one, a lesson in, you know, finance, but also a lesson in the fact that, you know, a lot of these progressives want to talk about giving people money, right? People want to talk about stimulus checks. People want to talk about reparations. And what I try to tell people is that even if you get reparations, and again, I want to preface this is not about black people. This is about people who have a poor man's mentality. Even if you get reparations, right? Even if you get a lump sum of money, it is not going to help those who don't have the right mentality when it comes to business and investing. If you don't understand what an appreciating asset is versus a depreciating asset versus assets that generate income, if you don't understand that stuff, then it doesn't matter how much money somebody gives you, because you're going to end up losing it. You're going to end up wasting it. And this is why you see so many people that win the lottery end up losing their money after they win the lottery. Okay, they end up going broke. That money didn't help them escape poverty. It just pushed it down the road because they had no idea how to actually spend the money, how to invest, how to save. They don't have the right behavioral habits. And this is, again, part of the reasons why I don't really support reparations. I don't think it's going to help. What's going to happen is a vast majority of that money is going to go right back to where it came from, which will result in ultimately nothing. This is why I'm not for reparations. There's so many different things he could have done with that money, right? And again, guys, I mean, a story like this, I have to talk about it because, again, in my past career, this is the type of stuff I dealt with all the time, right? Deal with money, how to invest and save money, right? There's so many different things he could have done. The obvious thing would be to invest it, right? To invest it in the stock market. Dude could have went out and purchased him a nice S&P 500 index fund. Okay, now the S&P 500 index fund, the annualized returns over the last 100 years or so, it's come between 7 to 12%, right? So let's give him the benefit of the doubt and say that, hey, he invested at 30K, right? Let's not worry about taxes just to make it simple. He invested at 30K. If he got a 12% rate of return for 20 years, dude would have $289,000, almost $300,000 in 20 years. That's with no extra contributions. Zero contributions. That's how much money he would have. If he would have put that in Bitcoin, for example, and the annualized rate of return for the last 10 years for Bitcoin, some estimates say it's over 200%. Obviously, people should not expect a 200% annualized return from Bitcoin moving forward. But even if he invests in Bitcoin, let's say he got a 20% rate of return off $30,000. If he had just put it in Bitcoin, he would have $1.1 million in 20 years. And even worst case scenario, if Bitcoin goes to zero, which could happen, it could, and it doesn't grow like that, he would probably be in the same situation he's in right now with nothing. Okay? At the very least, if you invested in Bitcoin, he would have a chance to make more money, right? And I'm not saying people should invest their money in Bitcoin. That's not what I'm saying. This is not financial advice. I'm just talking about what I would do and the possibilities here. He also could have took that money and went back to school. He could have went to trade school. Okay? He could have learned some type of skill. He could have learned how to code. He could have went to community college. He could have got some type of degree in order to make his life better. He wouldn't even have to take out student loans. All of it would have been paid for. He could have started his own business. He could, buy some equipment. I don't know, maybe start pressure washing some driveways or something. Buy some trucks. Start a moving company, right? Moving furniture and stuff like that. He could have started a business. He could have done all types of things with that money. But instead, he bought a gold chain, something that probably will hold value, right? It may hold its value because, there's some value in melting the gold and whatnot. But who knows? I don't know if it's necessarily a good investment. The opportunity was given to this man with a lump sum cash payment, and he lost it all because he decided to spend money on a damn gold chain and wanted to flex at a gas station in the hood. People want to talk about culture. This is what's wrong with the so-called culture. Where did he get the idea of going out and buying a gold chain? He probably got it from the fact that in the culture, you have these rappers and influencers who put in people's minds that you should go out and spend your money on depreciating assets, or at the very least assets that are not going to generate an appreciable rate of return, like jewelry and cars and clothes and women, things like that. And this man right here had that mentality. You could tell. That's what he was exposed to. And I'm passionate about financial literacy, guys. This is why we need financial literacy courses in high school, right? People should be required to pass a financial literacy course before they can graduate high school. And in my opinion, if there's going to be some form of reparation, having a financial literacy course in every single school is going to go a lot further than giving somebody some money. Because at least with a financial literacy course, the money that you do make, you know how to grow your money over time and create generational wealth. A lot of people just don't know how. They have no clue what investing is. They have no clue what real estate is. I mean, he could have bought some real estate too, right? He could have took that 30K. You know, he could have got some real estate. You know, who knows? He could have bought a property in the hood and rented it out, right? Who knows? Bank man gave him a loan. Who knows? There's so many different things he could have done. But he probably most likely had no idea about any of that stuff because he didn't have that education. Now, that's not an excuse in my opinion because you have access to Google, right? You can Google all this stuff. But I get it. It's harder to think that way when everything around you is poverty stricken. When you don't have people that have embraced the frugal lifestyle and doing what it takes to grow money over time. And this conversation is so important, right? In any poor community, right? I'm not trying not to be specific to race. I'm just saying any poor community, this conversation is so damn important. And we're not having it enough.